What's up guys, VitalSyntax here, and let's take a look back at Battlefield Bad Company 2 as well as Medal of Honor Warfighter and the 50 caliber sniper rifles that they both featured, and some of the balancing things that DICE or Danger Close implemented to allow these sniper rifles to kind of fit properly into these first person shooters, and also talk about the future with Battlefield 4 and the M82A3, which is a gun that's currently in some of the early builds of the game. We don't know 100% if it's going to be in the full release of the game, but I think it's a fairly good chance that we will see it in Battlefield 4 later on. So we're going to talk about some of the balancing issues that could be potentially the same as some of the other previous games like Medal of Honor Warfighter and Battlefield Bad Company 2. So first, let's take a look at Battlefield Bad Company 2. The 50 caliber sniper rifle that was featured in this game was the M95. And in my hands, it wasn't even that good of a rifle. I'd much prefer using the M24, the GOL, or the SV98. I just felt like in my hands those were sniper rifles were a little more effective. Now the advantage of using the M95 in Battlefield Bad Company 2 is that it had obviously a higher damage output, and that allowed you to get a little bit farther with the one-shot kill chest shots. You know, there was a quite a significant range for getting one-shot kills with the bolt actions in this game compared to Battlefield 3. The range was a little bit farther, and with the M95 that range was the farthest. Now there's obviously some major drawbacks as well. The first one is the fire rate. The time it takes to bolt a new round into the chamber is quite longer than all the other bolt action sniper rifles in the game. On top of that, even things like the ADS time, the time it takes to look down your sights, the reload time to bring a new magazine into the weapon takes a lot longer than a lot of the other snipers in the game. And on top of that, it felt like, at least to me, that, and I don't have the hard statistics for the weapon, is that it felt like the bullet drop was a little bit higher than something like the GOL, as well as the travel time was a little bit slower. Just the accuracy in general, it wasn't quite as important to this weapon as something like the GOL or M24. So in my hands, I would much prefer using one of the other bolt action snipers. Not to say that this gun wasn't awesome, it definitely had some really cool aspects about it. Now, one thing I should mention is that both the 50 caliber sniper rifle that was in Battlefield Bad Company 2, the M95, as well as the TAC-50, which is the 50 caliber sniper in Medal of Honor Warfighter, were both bolt action sniper rifles. Whereas the M82A3 that Battlefield 4 currently has in its build is a semi-automatic rifle, and it's still a 50 cal sniper rifle. So that's going to bring up a lot of balancing issues, is if they have the ability to just keep pulling the trigger, the fire rate's really high in comparison to a bolt action sniper rifle. That could seriously be some, a concern for some people. Now, the biggest thing that they've changed, or that we know so far about Battlefield 4 and the M82A3, is that it's not actually a class-specific weapon. Normally, these 50 caliber sniper rifles, or sniper rifles in general, are designated for the recon or the sniper class, whereas in Battlefield 4, supposedly, it's like a pickup item that's placed around the map. Now, once again, these are in current early builds of the game. We don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented later on. It could be a recon kit weapon. It could be one of these pickup items that they currently have in the early builds of the game. Now let's take a look at Medal of Honor Warfighter. So they had the TAC-50, which was also a bolt action sniper rifle, and this one was actually probably one of my favorite bolt action sniper rifles, or favorite 50 caliber sniper rifles in any game. Just the handling, the feel of it was very powerful, and I think that they did a really good job of balancing the weapon. So it had a one-hit kill basically almost anywhere on the body and at almost every range. And to counteract the fact that it did so much damage and that it was a one-hit kill in comparison to a lot of the other sniper rifles that weren't one-hit kills, they did a lot of things to make it so it wasn't overpowered. At least in my opinion, it wasn't overpowered. Some people do, and there's even some servers now today in Medal of Honor Warfighter that will ban this gun because a lot of people would use it. But what they would do to balance things out is, first of all, they would make you move slower, so your movement speed was decreased significantly. And this is something that they implemented with a lot of different weapons in Medal of Honor Warfighter that Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 never really dealt with is what type of weapon you were using would affect your movement speed. So if you had like a big light machine gun, or in this case, a 50 caliber sniper, you move quite slow in comparison to somebody running around with a submachine gun, or somebody running around with an assault rifle, or a lighter rifle, a shotgun, or something like that. Because obviously in real life, your movement speed would be increased when you're not lugging around, you know, a really, really heavy rifle or really heavy machine gun. And on top of the fact that you moved slower with the TAC 50, the ADS time, the reload, the fire rate, all the same things that we talked about with Battlefield back in '92 and the M95 also applied. You know, you had a very, very slow fire rate, slower than all the other bolt actions in the game. You had a fairly long reload animation, as well as a fairly long ADS animation, so it took a little bit longer to aim down your sights. And I think those are the things that we'll probably see implemented in Battlefield 4 if they actually have this gun. Once again, we don't know for sure. I would really hope that it's there, because I love 50 caliber sniper rifles. I love that super powerful kind of heavy feel of one of these rifles. But at the same time, I would be worried at the same time is if they have this same type of balancing idea, but now you have a semi-auto sniper instead of a bolt action, that could obviously, you know, introduce some balancing issues. But it also seems like it's not even going to be a recon weapon, which is also kind of strange, and I don't really know exactly how those battle pickup items are going to work, because that's something we haven't had in a previous Battlefield game, with this idea of the MGL grenade launcher or the M82A3, where you can walk around the map and certain power positions will have these weapons on the ground. Now, it seems like this is something that they're at least testing right now in the Battlefield 4 early builds. Once again, I don't know if it's going to be in the full game. I guess we'll just have to wait till the beta. And even after the beta, maybe they'll remove it. Who knows? I mean, there was a 50 cal sniper in Battlefield 3 during, I think, the beta and also during the alpha, at least listed on Battlelog. I don't know if it was usable in the game, because I never got far enough to unlock it. But then they removed it. So, I don't know. Maybe they're going to do the same with Battlefield 4. Maybe they'll pull this rifle right at the end, right before release. I hope not, but that could be the case. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like or a favorite. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, because I do videos like this every day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.